Hey, what is up, Southwest students? My name is McKenna, and I'm so excited to be with you on this Wednesday night. I have a couple quick announcements before we head to the message. The first one is that this upcoming Wednesday is our Unite. That is on March 3rd. Check-in opens at 6:45. It's out on the lawn. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you invite all of your friends. That's going to kick off our March series called Big on Thoughts. If you want to know why it's called that, make sure you show up to Unite and the rest of our March small groups. It's going to be an incredible time. You're not going to want to miss it. The second thing we have for you is Level Up Leadership kicks off March 1st, which is next Monday, and it's not too late to sign up. If you're interested in that, go ahead and click the link in our description. It's going to be an incredible time to grow with other student leaders and in your relationship with God. You're not going to want to miss it. Now it's time for our message reminders. The first one is note takers are history makers. The second one is attentive people are responsive people. And the third one is leaders are learners. So make sure that you're paying attention, you're taking notes, and you're giving it a Lego or an amen if they say something good that you guys enjoy. Now check out this incredible message by Riley.
Hey, what's up, Southwest students? I'm Riley, and I get to give the message today. I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid because I'm so excited about the name. I named it after a Kanye song, and it's I Thought About Killing You. Kind of brutal, kind of like grossive. I don't know if that's a word, but I used it. But it's because we're talking about Joseph today. So if you guys kind of know the story of Joseph, spoilers, his brothers thought about killing him. So it's like, I thought about killing you. I thought it was perfect. I just go through Kanye's songs and I'm like, what can I name my message? And then I find one and I'm like, golden, let's do it. So do you guys ever feel like nothing is going right? Joseph had a very rocky life. Like it was going great, and then it was like, it stunk. And then it was like, it kind of got a little bit better, but then it didn't. And then it was like, wait, maybe this time? And then, nope. But you see, the whole time, God told him, I have a plan for you. And that's what Joseph held on to. So I just feel like I just want to ask you guys, do you guys ever feel like nothing's going right? Like maybe you do get a little bit of good news, but after that good news comes like just a storm of like, I can't do this, I'm failing at this, blah, blah, blah. Like maybe yours is you were doing okay in your classes, like C's and B's, and then you got an A, and then you failed the class. Or maybe it's you have an okay friend group, but then you find that one friend that you really hit it off with, and then they leave you because they found someone better. Or maybe it's I'm going to college soon, and I might have an idea. But no, that didn't work out. Maybe it's my family is letting me down constantly. I feel like we were at a really good spot, and now I feel like they don't think I exist, or they don't care, or they're just letting you down. We're going to be focusing on that last one a little bit more. Every chance I get, I'm going to talk about them. I have an amazing family. Like, I am beyond thankful for my family. They are amazing. I have a mom that is caring. She's an empathizer. She has a mom's heart. I feel like not all moms have a mom heart, but she is a definition of a mom heart. She's warm, and I believe her love is a definition of loving like Jesus. I have an older brother. His name, you guys know him as Brock. I call him Bub. Yes. He is a leader. He is beyond confident, but yet he's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. He's wise. He loves passionately. He doesn't just love, he loves passionately, and he works to the fullest and the best. I have an older, younger brother named Nash, and I call him Nun. Yes, like a nun. Exactly. He is sweet, he's tender, he loves to learn, and he loves to teach, and he is amazing with words. And then I have a stepfather, and his name's Lauren. He's patient, he's protective, he's smart, he's caring, and he allows you to grow. He doesn't hold you back, and he doesn't put you in this bubble, but he allows you to be you. You see, I have this great family. Joseph, in the story, he doesn't have a great family. He has a great dad. His dad actually favors him. But he has these brothers that hate him, and this hate turns to rage. So I feel like we kind of lie. I feel like you guys know better than I do where your family lies. It might be kind of in between. It might lean towards more of the great family, they love me and they support me, or it's they are letting me down constantly, they're abusing me, they're just so mean and they make me so mad. But can I tell you a secret? Is that either you have the amazing family that might seem perfect, or the family that feels broken. They're both going to let you down. No matter which one you're in, It's something I learned at an early age, is that even though I love my family, and there was a time when they were perfect in my eyes, they are going to let me down, and I'm going to let them down. You see, Joseph had 11 brothers. That's a football team, or 2 basketball teams. That would have been legit, like if they had basketball back then. But, so you have these 11 brothers, and Joseph, as I said, was the favorite. Father loved him. Joseph had these dreams. And so he goes to sleep and he dreamt one night about the moon, the sun, and the stars. They all bowed down to him. And when he woke up, God told him, he's like, I have big plans for you. So he goes and he runs and tells his family, he's like, God has big plans for me. Like, I had this dream and you guys are bowing down to me. Brothers that already hate you, you don't tell them, like, you're going to be bowing down to me and God, like, has amazing plans and you guys are stuck here. So he goes to sleep again, and he has another dream that him and his brothers are cutting down wheat, and they put them into bundles, and these bundles bow down to him. Wakes up again, tells his brothers, first mistake, can you not tell, like, your family hates you? Like, so he goes and they think, like, he's bragging, but he's not. Like, he's so excited. Is the pureness of his heart, he's telling him. So what they do is they're like, we got to get rid of this kid. He's a pain. Like, so they thought about killing him. So they just beat him up. They put him in a well. They're like, let's get all the bad ideas out of the way, see what we can do with him. They decide to sell him into slavery. So the 17-year-old boy, 17-year-old, his brothers get him out of the well after he's been beaten up. They take his jacket that his father gave him, coat of many colors, beautiful, rip it up, covered in blood, give it to father, say he's dead. Joseph goes on his way thinking, my family just let me down to the max. Like, they abandoned me. They sold him, sold him to the slaves so he can be a slave, and he walks 847 kilometers. I didn't know what that meant, so I looked it up. That is 526.3 miles. So he walks from Canaan to Egypt in chains, being dragged by these slave owners. And so he gets sold over to this man named Potiphar. Potiphar buys him. And he works his way. He gets on Potiphar's good side because God still has a plan for him. He's still in God's favor. So he works his way and he gets on his good side. And Potiphar becomes kind of like the closest thing he has to family until Potiphar's wife gets infatuated with him, wants him to do things he should not be doing, and he says no. So the wife goes to Potiphar and throws a fit like a 5-year-old and gets Joseph thrown into jail. Joseph is in prison. And he just got let down by someone else he thought of as family. There was a time when I was in high school. I got to go with my brother in high school. And I was a freshman and he was a senior. And I loved having him there. But you see, like I said, Nash loves to learn and he loves to teach. So we went off to college like a good student. And I took it personal. And I was like, he left me. He let me down and he abandoned me at this prison of a school. Loved the school. But school, no. And so sophomore year, I had friends. Long story short, not good. They were toxic. They backstabbed me. They didn't have the same morals. I still loved on them. But junior year came, and I was in isolation. I felt like every move I made to make a friend did not work out. And so I felt like I was in this prison. I felt so lonely. Week or two go by, and I am like, Riley, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you. Like, I can't believe no one wants to be your friend. And I'm putting pity on myself. And then I realized I'm in isolation. Do you know what that means? That this is like alone time with God. So I push into him. Just like Joseph, when he was in prison, he pushed into God. He said, you still have a plan for me. I was like, God, you have a plan for me right now. I'm going to push into you. I'm going to trust you. So a year goes by, and towards the end of the year, I made a friend. And she was struggling mentally. She was having horrible thoughts. And I thought, Jesus, I want to reach her. Like, you brought me this time, so I was able to reach her. Joseph, he was in prison, and he had God's favor, and he was still listening. He was pushing into him, so he's so close to Jesus. He became friends with the prison guards. That's cool. Then he made friends with a baker and a cupbearer. These 2 men had dreams, and he, translated them. Kind of, yeah. And one of them didn't make it to the next scene. May he rest in peace. But the cupbearer did. And so the cupbearer, he goes, hey, remember me when you get out of this place. And he's like, yeah, for sure, dude. Dabs me up. And he leaves. He gets to Pharaoh and he's working with him. He doesn't remember him for 2 years. Pharaoh has this dream. And he's like, I don't know what to do. It's like haunting him. He's like, he can't deal with it. And then the cupbearer's like, Broseph, like, there's a guy in prison translating my dream. We should, like, drag him up here. So he comes and he translates the dream. They had 7 years of health and crops and full and life of food, and they're storing it because 7 years later, there's going to be a famine for 7 years. So they got ready, and the famine comes. They all got ready, and now he's in second in command. Joseph is in second of command of Pharaoh. Yeah, okay. Prisoner. Yeah, for sure. So famine comes, family comes. Joseph's like, dude, that's my family. Like, the ones that sold me into slavery, the ones that let me down. You know what he does to them? He, like, plays a trick. He doesn't recognize them. He is 39 years old. He was 17. And so he looks at him and he goes, is this your whole family? And he goes, they're like, no. And they're like, well, go get your whole family. So and they go back, get the whole family, bring him back. And he looks at him and he's like, I'm Joseph. Oh, mic drop. I would have loved to see that. And he goes, I forgive you. He forgave him. In Genesis 50, 19 through 21, it says, but Joseph said to them, do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. So do not fear, I will provide for you and your little ones. Thus he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. That whole time I was telling that story, did you guys see the rocks that were in Joseph's path? Satan tried to knock him down so many times by almost dying. And then the fact that brothers were persuaded to just sell him into slavery. And Joseph didn't even know that was the start. That's how he was going to get to second in command. And then Potiphar's wife. He could have easily just thought, well, if I just listen to her, she's going to give me more power because she's the wife to the husband and the husband has the power. So if I just sleep with her. But he didn't. He pushed into God and what he thought was more bad coming because he went into prison. That's the only way he could have gotten into second in command. The devil's going to try to knock you over. He's going to try to tell you that these people are going to let you down. Oh, but you need them. Oh, but you see, without them, you're nothing. But they're your family. Or they love you. They said they loved you. No. You see, when stuff like this happens, you have to push into Jesus because people are going to let you down. Hands down. I'm sorry. I wish they didn't. I really do. I'm going to let you down. You're going to let me down. Maybe. We are all going to let each other down because we're all broken. I want you guys to remember this, though, because when we're dealing with these situations, we have to be careful. I want you guys to be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves. Because I want you guys to be pure. I still want your hearts to be good. I want you guys to be pushing into God. But you see, serpents are very wise and very sneaky, but not in a bad way. So I want you guys to know, first off, you're going to get let down. Second off, you're special. God has a plan for you. You were made in his image. He's going to use you. And what you think is evil, he will use for good. Okay? So I'm going to pray with you guys and we're going to go. Dear Jesus, I thank you for this day. I thank you for these students. I thank you that I got to speak to them. I thank you for them to hear me. I pray that you just help them to take at least one thing away. That you help them to have the softened hearts towards this message. That you help us to listen to you and that we keep pushing into you. That we don't stray away. We know people are going to let us down. We know we're going to let others down. I pray that you just comfort us and guide us. And we love you in your name I pray. Amen. Thank you guys. And see you later.
So good. What an incredible message by Riley. She had so many good points. I hope that you guys paid attention to that incredible message. Now, just a quick recap on the two announcements that I said earlier. The first one is that next Wednesday, March 3rd is Unite. Make sure you invite all of your friends. It's going to be incredible. And then the other one is that March 1st, that Monday, is Level Up Leadership. I'm going to be there. I hope you're there. It's going to be such a great time. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
You know what the worst is? Eating these things and the bottom is gum.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of it?
As long as it's not gum, like I like.
It's chocolate.